Hey guys, Farmerman here. So obviously I was gonna have this Eflite Viper ready to give away, but it was one of the prizes. So right now what I'm doing is I just finished ripping apart the current fuselage that was on it, which has suffered a couple crashes and some bad landings on pavement. But other than that, like this jet here, it can still fly. It's pretty strong. Even though it's got some cracks showing where the foam is missing. But I'm gonna be selling the Viper anyway, or possibly giving away. But so I got a new fuselage in for it. Also, the camera, if the video is a bit shaky, excuse me. I'm using my tablet. But what I just finished is I put the tail back on. You can hardly notice it that it's been in the crash, other than some missing paint and some damage to the top. But I got the fuselage itself comes with the ventral fins or stabilizers, whatever you guys call them, which is great because I was missing one from the other fuselage. But and then of course with the stock fuselage, you don't get the decals. You only get the paint scheme. So I did my best at salvaging the decals off of that jet, and I put them on here. I'm gonna just flip it around for now. So I did my best at putting them on, and obviously when I was taking some of them off, especially the ones on the front side of the fuselage, they started ripping apart where it was cracked on the old one and there was glue on it. So the front one I'm going to have to get some more blue pinstriping or blue vinyl and then cut a strip out. But this one worked pretty good, other than some minor air bubbles. But anyway, the wing here, it is very strong. The only sign of damage is wing scraping from belly landing. And this wing here has no signs of damage, just some crimping on it, just from hangar storage and transport. And then this side here, it actually cracked right there, but I glued that back in. It didn't crack all the way down. And then for some reason, if you land this on pavement, guys, you gotta really be careful because there's no suspension, especially in the tires. They're rock hard, and if it lands on pavement, you're gonna get this in each wing. Okay, that's one thing you gotta look out for the Eflite Viper. And then over on this side here, not as much wing scraping as the other side, and the top of it obviously has nothing on it. So, and then the canopy is at the hobby shop, which I gotta pick up. And then so all I gotta do now is mount the receiver, mount the nose gear, and then I gotta mount the wing back on. And then obviously I gotta go back to the hobby shop. Well, once I get the canopy, I gotta pick up a piece so I can put the wheel back on. And then it'll be good to go for retracts again, which is awesome. So yeah, looking forward to it. And then I gotta put the motor back into, which is right here. Gosh, this thing's not even that dirty. It only had like 20 or so flights on it, maybe 15 at the most. So yeah, this jet's pretty much brand new. New fuselage. The horizontal stabs and the elevators are in perfect condition. There might be one side where a little bit of scraping, and then it's just the top piece here, which actually comes off in two. This comes off, and then this comes off, I believe, on the plane, which is great. So anyway, just doing some work today. Gosh, this video is gonna be junk. The camera's shaking. Still waiting on an aileron servo for my Cessna, and then it's gonna get some repaint work done to it. It's gonna get a new hatch, because the hatch has lost some foam when it fell off and it scraped the ground. It lost some foam there, and so I'm just going to touch it up with some red latex, some red gloss latex paint with a brush, and then fix that up. And then as for this big one, this big jet, I might toss a turbine in it next season, or if I can afford it, to make it 8 cell. But the only problem is I don't have 4 cell packs, so I'm probably spending almost the same amount of money to make it 8 cell, and also I'm repainting it rather than to put a turbine in it, because a turbine would be like a K45 or a K30 or a JetCat P30 in it, or a I don't think Bealtech makes a small engine, but it'd probably be a JetCat P30 or a KingTech K40 would go in here, and it's got lots of room, and I know a couple of people who have put turbines in theirs. So and it flies great. You get lots of flight time with it because it's got so much room in there for a fuel tank. And then also what you can do is you can easily make another separate hatch in the middle here, so you can obviously have a bigger tank in there, and it's going to get a paint job done too. It's going to be red and chromy looking, red tail and some red on it, and mostly shiny metal color. And then the next project is my J3 Cub. I'm hoping to get the motor mounted probably tomorrow and test it out. It runs on the same feel as my nitro plane does. So other than that, it's got a receiver, it's got a battery for it, it's got a fuel tank in it. It just needs a motor mounted, and it's good to go. F16, still doing great. L39, we're going to replace the fuselage on there, and I might buy a new one and use this one with a turbine, but just buy a new fuselage. Obviously it did suffer a crash too, so I don't know if it'd be any good on a turbine, but I've seen a whole lot of people on Facebook put turbines into these free-ring L39s, but it's just it's almost too small to even have a turbine in it. But I would definitely be wanting to put one in this MiG-17 if I prefer not to go with 8 cell. But because there's so much work you gotta do with a foamy jet if you're putting a turbine in it, right? So that's all for today. I might go flying with Lee Davidson tomorrow, which will be great. So also I have this rescue boat made up to rescue any of my boats that flip over or have troubles on the water that I gotta get rid of too. And then I'm gonna go ahead and toss the floats on my Cessna real soon for the winter. But that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Even though I recorded it with my tablet and I'm trying my best to keep it focused. But yeah, that's about it. So this Viper is going to be for sale really soon. If you want it, let me know. I can ship it out to you as long as you're in the States. But you're definitely going to have to pay me for the same price I pay for it brand new, because it's brand new really, and it's Canada. So if you're from the US and you want this jet, and however it is on the website for US, you're going to have to send me that much for Canadian because of the difference. But anyway, this will be for sale. If you want it, let me know. Probably going to start it off. So I think I purchased this jet. It was around $300, $320, maybe $330 with tax, I believe. So the sale price would be about $280, $290 Canadian. So that's about it. And then the wing itself too, I'm going to put new stickers on, put new tape on it to keep the wires down, and might have to touch it up with some paint, which I'm going to do over the winter. When I'm not flying it, I'm going to paint on where it's scraped. That's about it.